Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account. The link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available. The link for that too is in the description box below. Hey guys, hope you're well. So in this video, I'm going to be demystifying the concept of manifestation for you. Now, a little background on where this topic came from, and it would be helpful for all of you who are also in a similar place. So I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and he's someone who does not believe in manifestation, self-help, things like that. And he read The Secret, and that's where his understanding of manifestation came from. And he's someone who does not believe in that. So we were just talking, and he was asking me, like, what do you do? How does it work? And after explaining the concepts to him in a slight detailed manner, we were just sitting, chatting, and I think it was around 2 hours. We were just talking and talking. Like, I love talking about this subject, as you know from all the videos here. So I was just talking to him, and he said that, you know what, I believe in this totally because I have seen this happen in my life. But the whole concept and the word manifestation has always been like a mystical word for me. It's more of something that people just say out of the blue, and no one has actually made it into a practical sense for me. Because if I look at it from a practical lens, and if I actually understand what you're trying to tell me, like, I totally believe in this, and I have experiences in my life which prove this to be true. So I will just clear a few things for you, so that if you are someone who is in the concept of manifestation and aren't able to understand how practically it works, and there are some aspects of manifestation that you believe in, some don't, then I will clear these up so that you can have a better understanding and you can look at manifestation from a practical lens, as I do. Because for me, manifestation is the most practical thing of all, right? I think what has started to happen is because on the recent trends, and that's what happens when you start to take a new word and you start to just put it in front of anything, it starts to lose its meaning. I remember when the keto diet at the start came into the picture, people did not understand it fully. They just started saying, oh, I'm doing keto and everything. They do not understand what keto actually means. And because everyone started saying it, then people started confusing it, and then it became this whole thing where people did not understand it. So let's just get into this and understand what some common misconceptions about the concept are, and what the truth inside of it is. So the first thing that I would like to talk about is, I would like to just simply tell you in simple words what manifestation truly means. So when I talk about manifestation, what it truly means is that everything around me is a reflection of me. As simple as that. When I'm saying everything around me is a reflection of me, then my understanding of myself needs to be very superior. And when I say that everything reflects me, what that means is my feelings reflects me, my choices reflects me, people around me, the way they behave with me reflects me, the way that I handle situations reflects me, the things that I'm attracted to is also a reflection of me, the things that I'm not attracted to are also a reflection of me, the things that I get triggered by, the things that I don't get triggered by, the things that make me anxious, the things that make me doubt, all of these things as a whole is a reflection of who I am. So understanding myself and changing myself so that the outside and all these reflections change is what manifestation truly is. It's not, and this is where this is a consolation tip, is that when people start to say, oh, manifestation is you affirm this and you will get this, and oh, you know what, I'm manifesting this, I'm manifesting you, and all these things, like, it can be confused, but that's not what it actually is. And when we talk about some concepts that way, it loses its purpose and it loses its meaning. Similarly, I think this happened with intermittent fasting. When people started talking about it, did not really understand the concepts of it, did not really understand why people do it, just started getting deeper into making a fun out of that. So it doesn't really work that way. So let's understand some common law of attraction, law of assumption, manifestation myths that people get involved into, which makes the process very mystical to them, which it isn't. It can be very practical. Of course, when we are talking about manifestation, it comes with a sense of metaphysics, right? It comes, and when we say metaphysics means something that you cannot tangibly prove, right? So it comes with faith, it comes with belief, right? So there are aspects of it which are left up to the how. Like, for example, the how is not in my control, the when is not in my control. So when I'm saying that the how is not in my control, I'm basically saying it's in someone's control, and that someone is what people can call differently. Some people call it the universe, some people call it God, some people call it source.
I personally like to call it source. Some people call it subconscious. Some people call it my belief system, my higher self. So all these things, right? So the first common myth about manifestation is very easy. Theoretically, I believe that to be true. Theoretically, manifestation can be easy because when we say, oh, live in the end as someone who already has what they want. Great. Easy to say, right? Similarly, it's easy to say, oh, if you need to lose weight, do this. Understood. But on a practical level, things change very much, because on a practical level, manifestation for someone who has actually manifested things where they had a lot of resistance, where they had a very bad history, where they have been struggling for a while, has not been easy. For me, manifesting money in my life and relationships in my life and pretty much most things has not been easy at the start. It is easier now, and sometimes I still face resistance, but manifestation as a whole sometimes can be very very easy if you are someone who does not have that resistance against things. But if you are someone who does, then manifestation can be very difficult for you too. But similarly, any form of healing is. I will give you an example. Let's say it's me and you, right? We go out and we are at McDonald's, we are eating pancakes. I don't know if you get pancakes at McDonald's. I don't visit there much, but let's say you go to McDonald's and you eat pancakes there. And while eating pancakes, someone comes and they start talking about money, and you are someone who is very secure about the concept of money, and I am someone who is not. And let's say I am someone who is consciously trying to manifest more of it in my life. The probability is, if they say something which goes to my insecurities and which makes me insecure, which I am already insecure about in my mind, that won't trigger you, but it will trigger me because I am insecure about it in my mind. And let's say I am manifesting more of it, that will become something that will come in the middle of my journey that I will have to eventually overcome. I will have to handle that resistance. That might not be the case for you if you don't have the past and the wounding and the trauma that I do. I'm not saying that you need to make manifestation conditional on these things. I'm just trying to tell you that these things come into play. These things matter. These things are a part of the picture. That's the first thing. So manifestation is not always easy. Manifestation is not always very, very quick and instant. Sometimes things can take time. Sometimes you are working on something which you have a lot of history with, which you don't even realize you have a lot of opposite beliefs against, and it can take some time, and that's fine. That all doesn't always mean you're doing something wrong. That just means that this is a difficult topic for you. Secondly, you don't really have to work on your self concept. You don't have to work on yourself. All you need to do is you need to affirm and get these things. The thing is, I and other people, like, we consider success very differently. I consider success as something that comes and stays in my life. People can consider success as something that comes and you just have to regularly struggle to receive it and struggle to keep it in your life. So when people say that, oh, you know what, you don't really have to work on your self concept. Yes, you don't really have to work on your self concept to receive what you want, but you do really have to work on it if you want to maintain it. You do really have to work on it if you want to make it easier for yourself to get these things. If I take my previous example, if I was in that place where I was already working on my money mindset, that thing might not have triggered me. And maybe I had already worked on it, and maybe I wouldn't have reacted, and that would have allowed things to come into my life easier. So self-concept is again an important part of the journey, and working on yourself, for me and according to me, is a non-negotiable. You cannot get long-term lasting success without doing that. Next thing, you make your own rules. So this is a topic that comes up with people, and usually in the SP space. So I have a lot of clients who, desperately are chasing their specific person, consistently texting them, saying all these things. And I was talking to one client a few days back, and she said that, you know what, earlier this coach told me, you make your own rules. So you can even show up outside their house, you can chase them, you can do all these things, and you can still get what you want. My question to that is, why would you want to be a person who is desperately chasing after someone in the first place? Because life is not just about receiving your manifestation, right? Life is about having success, having long-term success. Life is about feeling good. Life is about feeling powerful. I would rather have someone come to me rather than me sitting there chasing them. And if in my mind I don't believe someone would come to me, I would rather work on that, right? Because when we say we make our own rules, yes, you do, but it can be taken too critically and it can be very much misunderstood. I will make a separate video on this to help you guys understand it. The next thing that also comes is action and inspired action. So I have a separate video on action and inspired action. I will link it down below. I have one specifically for this topic, and then I have one where I talk about if you should take action while manifesting a specific person. These topics are explained in detail in those videos, so I would recommend you check those out. But just one thing I would like to say is inspired action is not something you would know that you're doing. Most of the times, inspired action would be something that you would look back and see that you did. Chasing someone repetitively, begging them to be with you, and just being desperate towards that 24/7, running after them, is not actually you taking inspired action. That's you just allowing your insecurities to make you act. There is a huge difference between the two. So what is manifestation and what you can do to demystify it for yourself? What are some practical steps that you can take to start manifesting the life that you want? The first thing is, and the first step I would recommend anyone, is ask yourself, what do I truly want and why do I want it? And what do I think are the things that are coming in between me, who I am now, and the version of me that I want to be? So let's say I want to be a successful business person, right? Let's say I want to have a successful business. I would sit down and ask myself, and this is an activity that I did once I started my coaching business, is I asked myself, what are my beliefs about money? What do I truly believe about money? What are the things in these beliefs that I actually want to keep? And what are these things in these beliefs that are actually mine? Then what are the things that everyone believes and what are the things that only I believe, right? Again, moving forward, if I talk about it in relationships, I ask myself, what are the things and the games that, like the power struggles that I'm doing in relationships, that are true for everyone? Because if they are true for everyone, then it is understandable. But if they are only true for me, then these are my limitations. An example of that would be all women cheat on me. Well, that's not true, because is there a guy in the world, in the whole world, who has never been cheated on? Yes. Why cannot that be me, right? And if I am actually someone who wants to get that, how would my beliefs be? What would my actions be? How would I behave in situations? What would my boundaries be? How would I be perceiving situations in my life on a day-to-day basis? If this circumstance were to happen with me, if I am someone who already has what I want, how would I react to that? How would I wait in the meantime while I receive what I want? And while I'm working on these things, to do these things, of course, you can add techniques. This is where affirmations, visualization, scripting, all these techniques come into play. This is where the meditations, inner child meditations, forgiveness meditations, resistance handling, all these things come into play. So once you start to focus on these perspectives and ask yourself the good questions, you will get into a better position of understanding what you want, rather than just saying that, oh, you know what, I want this person to like me back. Oh, I will affirm he's obsessed with me, he's calling me 24/7. First, maybe ask yourself, why do you want someone to be obsessed with you? Because if you truly were someone with whom people were obsessed with, then you wouldn't be sitting here worrying about it or affirming for it. It would be something that would automatically come to you. Why cannot you believe that it will automatically come to you? Maybe I should ponder over that thought rather than just affirming something because my impulses are telling me to. Right? That's one part. Second, asking yourself consistently, where is it? Where is it? When will it happen? That's not manifestation. In fact, that is a part of your stories. Now, the stories that we talk about are the stories that we tell ourselves. Now, these stories are a part of our perception. They are not truly facts, right? So there is a fact that happens in the world. So if I go back to my previous example, the fact was that this person came and said something about what they probably believe in relation to money, right? Now, the perception that I allotted to that was based on my perception, my insecurities, my self-concept, my idea of what love is, my idea of what money is. And based on that, I perceived the situation, which another person would perceive differently because they have a different past, different circumstances, different way of looking at situations. So once you make it something that you understand that, oh yeah, these are the facts of the world, these are my perceptions of those facts. If I can change my perceptions, I wouldn't worry about the facts, because someone who already has what they want would be perceiving this very, very differently. If I have to tell you one thing that you can do to change your life, that is to change your perceptions. Now, changing your perceptions, of course, starts with changing your beliefs. But after you change your beliefs, even then you will have to make a conscious effort to change your perceptions. After working on all these things, you will realize that manifestation is more about changing yourself, not changing the world, because eventually you cannot change the world. You can only change yourself. And once you change yourself, the world reflects that. A simple example of that would be, if I have to go trim my beard, right? And I look in the mirror and I don't like it, I wouldn't go and put some tape on the mirror so that I don't see my beard. I will try to change myself. I wouldn't consistently complain to everyone around me on why my mirror shows me my beard, which is something I don't like. I would be sitting here trying to change my beard, right? My girlfriend loves my beard, so if she's listening to this, she will laugh at this. But once you are in that state, once you are able to understand this, once you are able to understand that it's all about truly changing yourself from inside, your beliefs, your perceptions, your actions, your boundaries, the way that you perceive situations, and then things come to you automatically. You would not be making manifestation as this voodoo kind of thing where you're just thinking about that, oh, this is just for girls, people on TikTok talk about this. It wouldn't be that way, because manifestation is a process where you change yourself for you. Every human being on this planet does this. Every human being is ever changing. I was someone different 2 hours ago. Before making this video, while I was recording this, before actually sitting down and making the notes for it, I was a different person. I changed. When I was maybe younger, I was very, very bad at relationships, very, very bad at money. I changed, then my life changed. But my change was for me. My change was not to change the outside. It was because I was very, very hurt with the fact on how I'm living my life, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to change because that was the only chance that I had to be happy. Once the change is for you, that's what Neville Goddard calls a burning desire to change. That burning desire comes when you just don't want to live the same life anymore. Once you change for you, things around you will change. So I hope I could clear a lot of misunderstood concepts about manifestation that you might have gathered, and I hope that you guys automatically apply this towards yourself and start changing yourself, because you deserve it. I will see you guys in the next video, and please have a good day.
Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions, and I will see you guys in the next one.